So on my way to the LVMH event, it's called the You and Me event, and it's about the different métiers of the brand, of the house rather. Grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful that you engage with this channel and you enjoy learning about life, about fashion, about beauty, and all of the wonderful things that this channel believes in. So this video, we are going to be answering some questions that a lot of you have been asking in the past few months. Ever since I posted the Inside LVMH review, I've gotten tons of questions. A lot of them are actually in my personal inbox on Instagram, so I really appreciate you guys reaching out, taking the time to watch, engaging, and showing an interest in learning and creating all community. I really do appreciate it. So I figured it's best to address some of the questions or the key questions that kept on being repeated here in a video. To it, I recommend that you go and create an Inside LVMH account. It's free, it's quick, and it's important if you want to stay updated on what's going on in the house and also just learn during the year. Besides the certificate, they constantly send, I want to say maybe twice a month or every other week, they constantly send updates about, you know, learning opportunities. So for example, the newsletter is very useful because you get all these little snippets from the talents at LVMH. You have to create an account and then it shares all these different behind the scenes and stuff that will be very beneficial in your career development. So we're going to get right into it. I'll be reading the question, putting it on the screen so that you guys understand where it's coming from, and then try my best to answer with as much detail as I can. So first question, hey, I want to register for the certificate and I'm from India, so I guess I would have to apply in April right now. Is that right? And I'm currently in my second year of fashion design, so should I take up this course or not? And also, how can I email you because I've got a lot of questions? My short answer to that would be yes, why not? However, it depends on how disciplined you are and how much time or how much free time you're willing to give up. I did it whilst, you know, also going to work. I have 35 hours a week that I work. And so I was able to work around that and make time to complete the course, because then, unlike with school, when you're done with work, you're done with work. You don't take work home. Well, in my case, that is, depending on your case. But when you're in school, especially fashion school, I've been there. I did SMUD in 2015 to 2018. It was difficult. I had no time for anything else. It was either I'm at school or I'm at home doing assignments for school. So I would say just, you have to be honest with yourself. Do you have enough time for this? Remember, this course is done twice a year. There's April and then there's September. So you have to remember that if you're going to do it, whatever month you do it, you have to commit 8 weeks and 30 hours of completion. Well, 30 hours to complete it. And if that's something you can't commit to right now, why not just push it to September? But if you've got time right now, just get it done and dusted, and then you know you're done with, you know, anything to do with certificates this part of the year. So I would say it ultimately comes down to what you can realistically do, and then you take it from there, right? So the next question is actually somebody who messaged me on my Instagram. It reads, I saw your YouTube video on the LVMH certification. I'm planning to register for the April 26 cohort. Before that, I was planning to do some research around brands and how things work in retail. Do you have any recommendations on it, or any YouTube videos, talks, podcasts on the same topic? Any guidance or tips you want to share? Your insights are valuable. Waiting for your response, and have a wonderful day ahead. That was so sweet, because this person sent this message at 10:47. I was starting work at 12 p.m. So that really, I mean, I can't say that it made my day per se, but it was a nice little message to receive from a stranger or on the other part of the world who actually does not know me like that. So just getting that little encouragement of, hey, I'm watching your videos, your insights are valuable, and have a wonderful day. I thought that was so sweet. So yes, guys, I believe in kindness, and I love that people in this community are also very kind. So to answer your question, I'm going to divide that into two parts. And I know that when you throw out the word of, oh, I work in retail, it means so many things. At its core, it's sales, right? You are working in a store, selling whatever product, either assisting the clients from brand introduction, storytelling, you know, presenting the products, then going through the sales cycle, or you just, hey, maybe you work in a fast fashion environment where all you have to do is, you know, till operations. That's a different story. But for the sake of this video, we're going to focus on high-end, premium, and luxury retail, because that operates in a different manner. There's a bit more intentionality. Of course, it's at its core, it's client relations, because it's not just about selling a product, it's also engaging with clients and helping them understand the brand philosophy, about engaging with clients on a deeper level, on a deeper with a deeper intention beyond just making a sale. So the KPIs in luxury retail are so different to the KPIs in fast fashion, because we value, ultimately it's about the numbers, right? It's about making money. I will not downplay that, but there's also an emphasis on building relationships and ensuring that any experience that the clients have with you in store is memorable one, not because of what they've bought, but how they've been made to feel by your interaction with them. Why am I mentioning that? Is because with LVMH and sales and retail at the Bon Marché is very particular. It requires an extra sensitivity to human relations, human interactions, but a very strong focus on craftsmanship. So the product you're selling, you have to get into the details of where it was made, what fabrics were used, how to take care of the product. And it's a lot of work, but it's fun if you love fashion and if you love talking to people. Highlight of my experience. And you're going to hear about the Bon Marché if you're going to do the Inside LVMH certificate. So when it comes to retail, it's not the first job that a lot of people out of fashion school want to get into, because it's long hours of standing. It can be exhausting. It's not the most glamorous as well, depending on the brands you're working for. But I work for a very nice brand, so I think 70% of my job is actually really fun, and we get to do fun stuff. We get to wear nice clothes. We get to meet incredible clients, you know. So that's a bit different. However, I know the average fashion student is not thinking, well, I'm going to graduate and going to work in retail. But I think it's important to go through retail at some phase of your fashion journey. In hindsight, I realized I've learned so much about how the real consumers of fashion approach products, like what they actually want. And you would be very, very lucky if you get to work for a brand that has a balanced approach to the avenue. And the other part of your question, which is essentially tied on to that one, had to do with researching brands. And I think this is about potentially working in different brands and like how you should approach it. I always say that, you know, as fashion students, we should be curious. Curiosity is a strength. So beyond researching about or knowing about, you know, the well-known brands like the LVMH group, the also Chanel, Hermes, etc., etc., there's also brands that are not on the high-end spectrum. So there's brands like Sir, there's brands like Vanessa Bruno, there's brands like Cezanne, which is actually a very fascinating brand when it comes to building a community, when it comes to marketing, balancing really fun and catchy storytelling with a great product, accessible pricing, and very intentional distribution. Because just know that it's important to choose a brand that is aligned with where you want to end up long term. And by that I mean, if you then want to go back to design, product development, you know, merchandising, being a buyer, make sure that the brand that you work for in your retail season is aligned with. Also an easy way to pivot your way up, because, you know, fashion these days is not about, you know, graduating from a great college and then going onto LinkedIn and saying, hi guys, I went to Parsons, so I deserve a job at your company. That could work for you, but a lot of the times, if you want to get into certain positions, you have to work your way up, or it's internal hires. And a lot of, you know, LinkedIn experts or hiring experts on LinkedIn are talking about how a lot of companies actually hire within. So by the time they post it on, like, you know, job pages or whatever, they've already potentially thought of somebody else in the company who could fill in that role. I would never believe that I would ever say this, but I highly recommend working in retail. It doesn't have to be for a long time. It can just be a season, 6 months. You're asking about prior knowledge. So this is related to the certificate. It is related to the certificate, the Inside LVMH. Prior knowledge I should take so that cracking the exam would be easier. Honestly, there is nothing much that you have to do before signing up. It is the most easiest course to follow. Everything that you need to know, you will learn as you go. So just to, as we close up, I have a few other questions that we asked, and I'm responding now. This person was asking, is it paid? I've already registered, but how do I get access to the modules? Please run us through the whole process after registration or application. So this is actually a two-part question. So first, guys, this is free. It's 100% free. It's LVMH just saying, listen, we want to educate you on our world, so here's the information. All you have to do is sign up, show up, and that's it. If anybody asks you to pay for it, you're getting scammed, and don't do it. It's free. Okay, the only thing you're paying for is the data that you're using to access the internet. Okay, and then number two, when you register for the certificate, when registrations open, you get a notification that, okay, so registrations have opened up. Sign up to get a notification when it actually is, like, when it actually starts. So that's why I emphasize just creating an account with the Inside LVMH platform, because then you get these constant updates. I missed it the first time and I regret it, because then you have to wait until, so I had wanted to do April 2025, but I did not sign up for the reminder, which you have to. And so I missed the reminder to start in April, and I had to wait until September. I mean, it wasn't a train smash. Everything works out, you know, for a reason. But I remember just thinking, okay, I could have avoided this little delay by just signing up. So simple things, guys. And I keep saying it throughout this video. Pause if you haven't created an account and go sign up for the account, and then come back and finish this video if you have to. But also don't forget to subscribe to the Stories We Wear. I really love this community that we're building of learners, people that enjoy exchanging information. So yeah. And then the final bit of your question, please run us through the whole process after registration application. So I already touched on that. You go on to Inside LVMH. I'm going to put all the details in the description box below. You log in, type in your name, create an account, basta. You're going to get an email that will tell you when the certificate is. So guys, that is it for now. I wanted to keep this short, but I hope that I managed to answer with as much detail as you guys required. I know that I I hadn't uploaded something in a long time, but I promise this year I'm going to be more consistent, and I will. I think a lot of it is, I don't want to create because I want to create. I want to create because you guys want me to create stuff. So I don't want to just make stuff up in my head and be like, oh, they want to hear about this. I will be doing my research and sharing it with you guys, but I also want you guys to know what you want to learn. So this, like earlier on, we touched on retail. If you want more around studying fashion, or, you know, exploring the fashion world in France, be it as a student or as a paid, like as an employee, let me know. And I have a great community of people that are working in and around the fashion industry, so happy to share advice, and we will be unpacking that this year. And I hope you know that I mean it when I say thank you for watching. I know that it's the norm on YouTube to thank you guys for watching, like, subscribe, and comment, but I promise you it means a lot to me, because like I said in the beginning, I love learning and I love sharing knowledge with people that are also equally passionate about it. So it means a lot that we're building this little community here on this corner of the internet. So yeah, next videos are going to be uploaded with more consistency, and I want to hear from you. I want to know what you want to learn about fashion, France, life, beauty, intentional living, everything and anything. I'm open to sharing, and share this with the people in your network that might find this information valuable. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you soon.